slicing a cube. Come on, y'all, let's discuss, that's the frame. Dropping hitters, tweets, putting life to shame. Hilarious, for real, got the nation on the buzz. Got them tuning in like they addicted to the love. She the queen of the trends, no fake, no frauds. Unpacking every topic, flipping all the odds. From city lights, sparking to the Capitol walls. Tootie got the mic, they just stalling in the hall. She a vibe, make Chicago proud on the route. Windy City wit, knocking all the clout out. Raw but so rich, intellect on the brim. Swimming through the chaos, never decrease the dim. Come on, y'all, let's discuss, that's the frame.
Let me add myself to the stage. Let me make sure that I am being heard over on YouTube through my microphone. And I have not figured out how to stop this doggone music on TikTok that's coming through my speakers. Wait, I may have to pause y'all and then come back because this music is literally getting on my nerves. No, I'm gonna just keep it. Whatever. I'm gonna just keep it, y'all. Let's continue on. So today we're gonna talk about Jussie Smollett. And he got a new documentary coming out. Jussie Smollett. He got a new documentary coming out, and he is still claiming his innocence. Now, the reason why I want to talk about it because I don't know how long that documentary been out, but there's like a 2-episode one on Peacock right now, and it's called The Hoax or The Great Hoax or something like that. So I watched that documentary, and I was literally like, y'all didn't tell me shit. Like, I thought they was going to. Let me put this down because that is loud. I hope y'all can still hear me. Let me go to TikTok and see if y'all can still hear me because I had to cut down that music on TikTok because it is ridiculously loud. So the documentary that's right now on Peacock is called the Great Hoax or something like that. That's the name of it. So I watched that. It's like 2 episodes, but it really don't tell you anything. Like I thought they was finna get into what happened at the trial, the evidence, you know what I'm saying, show you like, okay, yeah, this one's glad. Because I know it's popular opinion that Jussie went up in there and he lied and he did that interview and said he'd have gave Tupac and him going out that court. I am not suicide. I am not suicide. YouTube certain words you can't say. But I will not unalive myself. I will not unalive myself when he won, getting locked up. You won't let him out. And when y'all initially heard, because I'm from Chicago. So people who from Chicago was like, it was the coldest day of the year when this attack allegedly happened on Jussie. And people from out the state more had the opinion like, oh, I'd have been to Chicago. Ain't nobody going outside the coldest day of the year. But people who were born and raised in Chicago, there ain't no food in that house. You going outside. We got the coats that's made. You have to buy your coat from here for here during our winter time, okay? You got a Chicago coat, baby. We going outside. We ain't going outside kicking it, but we got to go outside to do something. Like the clubs still be open in here when it's cold. Like the bars are still open, the restaurants are still open. It ain't like in the South. I lived in Mississippi for like a year. And they get a dust, baby. Everything closed. The school closed, everything. And it's just like the dust on the grass, baby. Everything closed. At Chicago, baby, they like, you better, your boss like, you coming in today? No. Did your car not start? Like, why you ain't coming in? I mean, I know the snow plows are out there. The streets is clean, baby. You can make it. What's going on? Dig you out a little spot and come on up in here. Like, jobs don't close down. That ain't no reason not to go to work. Like, Chicago still be open. You see, he said that Subway was open. Them people still in there working. So, let me see. So I was wondering, what do y'all think about this? as I was saying, that wasn't the big thing. Like, oh, he walked to Subway when at the coldest day of the year. Uh, mm, Chicago, yeah, you'll do it. It was the the MAGA, the people with the red hat. It wasn't even the MAGA for me because he's in an affluent part of Chicago. I keep telling people on YouTube, if you're not from Chicago, you don't know Chicago is very segregated. Martin Luther King said he's seen more racism in Chicago than in the South. Chicago is a very segregated city. It's not talked about much. Godfrey, the comedian, he's from Chicago. He's talked about how segregated Chicago is. So that area is a very affluent area that he was at. And to not believe that to be like, oh, it's Chicago, there's not people walking around with MAGA hats. I mean, they're far and few in between, but they here, baby. I mean, racism is everywhere, or homophobic, or whatever MAGA want to classify themselves as. And there's Republicans here, because to me that's two separate, completely different things. Because you got your old school Republicans, and you got these new MAGA who's just, y'all in the class on your own. But it was the bleaching rope for me. I don't know. Put in the comments. It was the bleach and rope for me. Because unless these people, why they got bleach and rope? That's the only thing that I was just like, when the story first came out, I said, I want to see what the investigations say. Because Chicago police is also known to be very corrupt. It's very corrupt. It was known to be a very corrupt police department. At this time, too, they had this new state prosecutor who, I want to say her name is Kim Fox. Drop down in the comments if I got her name wrong. But was it Kim Fox? If y'all from Chicago, if y'all remember this. But she was a new, for what they call progressive prosecutor. And so she was not well received from the police department because she was one of the ones who wanted, police reform. She didn't want police to have immunity. She was bringing them up on charges when they did something. She also went against the police department, I want to say, in not, because I can't remember if the green was legal or not, but I know she was for making it legal. And also there was something else. It was like something big that she really, oh, the cash bond thing. She was one of them prosecutors who believed that cash bond was being used as, pretty much, it was one of the systematic racism, because cash bond was being used to keep blacks in jail for minor crimes. And I forget, they used to call it, yes, because the news had put was calling it the purge or something like that. Oh, it's gonna be the purge in Chicago. Okay, her name is Kim Fox. So they was like, it's gonna be the purge. They was calling it, I forget the name of the bill that they was calling it. So she was not very well liked, and she was not well received. And then during this time too, there was besides progressive prosecutors, there was female black prosecutors that was being very attacked in the public. So I said, you get that. Now, during the Jesse thing, it came out that she recused herself from the case. She took herself off the case. And I believe it's because she knew him or whatever it was. She took herself off the case. But then they go and say, well, she really didn't take herself off the case because she was still like getting information about what was going on in the case. But I'm like, if she's the head prosecutor, isn't she supposed to get information? It's a case that's going on in her office. That's a very public case. So if she took herself off, she's not supposed to like do anything in the case as far as setting up the plea deals or talking to witnesses, blah, blah, blah. But if she's the head prosecutor, she's supposed to know what's going on and supposed to ask questions about the case. But I felt like that was a big thing. So I said I was going to wait until the evidence came out to say that he lied. Now, when these brothers came out, these two African brothers who are the ones who said that Jesse hired them and that the whole thing was set up by Jesse because he wanted more money on Empire. I'm like, this is gonna be very easy to prove because the area that they was in, like I said, it's an affluent area. I thought videotapes and everything, like cameras from different businesses, was gonna come out of the attack. Now maybe I missed it because I believe I seen video of Jesse walking to the subway, but I don't remember seeing video of the actual attack and how they. I'm assuming they should have been able to follow these guys from a very a location to where Jesse was at and things like that. But watching the interviews of the brothers, they just seem very, what's another word for stupid? Uh, I'm trying to be nice. Uh, very clout chasing like. Okay, they was all, and the people who picked them up was a very mostly Republican owned news stations. Republican supported, MAGA supported, Fox News that they was on there. And I'm looking like, that's why I was tossed up. Like, I want some evidence before I say that this man is lying. Then they said that the check they the check that Jesse sent them. And I was like, that's all Jesse paid them. Maybe he do need some money because y'all rich jail. It was some thousands. It wasn't. It was not much. And I was like, not much for. And maybe you could say, okay, well, maybe they didn't think it would go viral like that. But I'm like, that was the whole point. The whole point was for it to go viral. So doing this, you knew there was going to be repercussions and consequences. Maybe you didn't think you was going to get caught, but just for the simple fact of, if this was set up, it was set up to be popular, and the chance of you getting caught would be high. So I would have asked for way more money than that. But I don't know. So now he's coming out. Jesse is coming out with this new documentary saying that it still haven't. But apparently y'all can hear me. But Jesse's coming out with this new documentary about how he's innocent. He's still saying that he's innocent. Uh, I haven't heard much from his family. Oh, that's another thing. But if I forget, remind me later. Y'all know his sister went through a divorce, right? Paid her husband. Well, I'm finna just stop and say, then I'm gonna pick back up on Justin because everybody love Journey from East Bayou, right? Y'all know that's his sister. Everybody loved her, and so she went through a divorce. Paid her husband. The She's paying him the child support, the spousal support, and now they made the news because he's taking her back to court 4 years, 3 to 4 years after divorce, and want her 401k and her money from all her movies that she had in 401k. He wants the amount that was in there from the times that they've been in. That they was married, but it's 4 years later after the divorce. But I guess I don't know if he found out. Somebody told him like, you can get that 401k money, but he taking her back to court to take the money to get his share. He feel like what is his share of her money for her 401k. Yeah. But back to Jesse. So these guys, these African guys, they go and do the press tour that says that yeah, he paid us and blah blah blah. I just recently watched one that was on Fox News, and they say that they was in the car. I believe they did a Vlad TV one too. I think they got their own YouTube channel. I didn't invest too much, but I remember them saying, "Oh yeah, and we tried to use country a country accent when they were in the car in a cab to the location that they supposed to meet just yet." And baby, that accent, I was like, wait, because the accent's supposed to make them sound like a white guy from the South. It did not. It did. It wasn't. I don't know who believed that your cab driver who it was a mess. And then this little interview with the Fox News, they go, okay, well, this is the spot we're supposed to pick them up at, and we walking like this, and they do this walk. I guess the walk supposed to make them look like they white. At this point, if you gonna do all that, wear white face. Wear a mask. You do all this to make it look like you white or for people to think you white. with these cameras here, it makes it was like one of the dumbest, if it was a hoax, dumbest hoax. And I say hoax because he was charged with it. One of the dumbest hoax I have ever seen in my life. But he said yes, and Jussie wanted us to make it seem real, but we didn't want to hurt him. Man, you these is two swole brothers. They go to the gym. Jussie said that he hired them. The money was for paying them for like gym and I think fighting scenes or something that they was practicing. And that's what he hired them for. Now, I didn't see it. That's what I'm saying. It's 4 years, right? That's what I'm saying. And that's about Journey husband. Like it's 4 years later. Now you want to go back and get the money in a 401k. Where's your 401k, sir? But anyway, so after he's supposed to pay them, but he said he paid them for training or blah blah blah. I thought that during a trial, I was seeing these news clips, and I didn't look too much into it. Y'all can tell me whether it's wrong or right, but I was seeing these news clips about how one of the brothers said they was like going to Bab's house and stuff with Jussie, but they ain't gay, and they would be at these but and go through these massage things, and I don't know if any of that stuff came out true, but do y'all think Jussie is innocent? Do y'all think that Chicago systems, as far as with the Kim Fox and the police department who don't like it, because you could tell on the Peacock, y'all could go watch it. It's on Peacock, the one that's already there. Jussie Smollett is coming out with a documentary on Netflix. I believe it's August 22nd or something. It might be next week. If y'all want to watch it and we drop down in here and we discuss it, we could do that too. But he's coming out with his own documentary because he's still pleading his innocence as far as he did not set this up. Now, mind y'all too, there Jussie said during this time on the Empire set, he was getting sent like hate mail. And it was like, like you see on the TV, like the serial killers that when they when they write their little notes, like newspaper clippings and stuff, like that's what I allegedly heard. But allegedly he was getting sent hate mail, and he had put in a case, had reported it, but he don't feel like nothing was being they wasn't really investigating it, and the police department didn't take it serious. This is according to Jussie. I hate when I put in a that's according to Jussie. So I just expected more evidence is what I expected in the Peacock documentary. Now, I didn't watch the trial. Did anybody go and like really like either look at transcripts or was invested in this trial? I know it was big and it like made news as far as, oh, it's the prosecutor turn today. Oh, it's the defense turn today. But I'm like, I don't know what evidence was shown in the trial because he was he found guilty of just a false police report? Let me see. Let me tell you. What was Jussie Smollett found guilty of? He was found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct. That's it. Wait, he's found guilty of 5 counts of disorderly conduct. I thought it would have been like a false police report or filing a false police report, but no, it was 5 counts of disorderly conduct. That's he little stuff like that. I'm like, that's odd. So, but yeah, that's what he was found guilty of. 5 counts of disorderly conduct. So I don't know why he wasn't found guilty of anything else. But the superintendent, the police superintendent, was a guy, Eddie Johnson. He's a black guy named Eddie Johnson. As I said, he didn't like Kim Fox. It was clear that when things happening and what she would say, he felt like went against the police department. So he had things to say about her. It was clear in Chicago. Those two did not like each other. Well, he did not like her. So he on a documentary and he's talking. So they interview him. You could tell from the body cam video from the beginning of it, that was odd that Jussie still had the rope around the neck. But uh yeah, you could have just took it off and had it there and say this is what they put around my neck. But to still have it around your neck, yes, odd. You could tell, and he said it from the beginning they didn't believe him anyway. But I'm like, I'm not a detective. I'm not a cop or anything like that. I just thought like detecting 101 is not to form your opinion. Because if you form your opinion, whatever evidence you have, you're going to make that evidence match your opinion. I thought you would find the evidence first and then form an opinion. But it seems from the beginning they had already formed their opinion. And it could be because Jussie probably, he was acting like a little diva. I ain't gonna lie. From the thing, it was like, oh well, he's a star, so you know, you don't. Cops don't like to be told what to do. So when they came to Jussie apartment that he was at, condo, high rise, whatever. When they came, they wanted him to come downstairs. But whoever is the guy who called and reported it, they was like, well, he's a star. He don't want to be downstairs. Can the cops come up? So I was like, oh, you done fucked up right there trying to tell the police what to do. But the police come up. And then once the police come up, they're like, oh well, he's this star from Empire. And it was white cops, and I don't think they knew what the fuck Empire was. Yes, Empire was a big show, but I don't know how it was in the white community. So they're like, well, okay. It's like, oh well, can you cut off your body cam? I'm like, oh wait, now you're on strike two. You done told me twice what to do in this life. So So of course we don't have any more body cam video because they requested it to get cut off, and that was that. But the cop's tone was just like, what the fuck happened? What? When you say what? So somebody did what to you? And Eddie says it that the cops that the story didn't add up from the beginning. So this new documentary is going to be interesting to me because I would hope that they have more things to show us than the one on Peacock. Because the one on Peacock didn't show. It was the brothers wasn't even on the documentary on Peacock. It was Eddie and I want to say maybe a couple of journalists. It was only two episodes. I was like, is more episodes supposed to drop? Maybe more episodes is dropping on the Peacock one because this Netflix one is coming out. But that little what they had, I was like, show me more. Because if I remembering back, they said they got video. The news had reported that there's videos of Jussie and the brothers meeting before the attack, practicing the attack. And so I'm like, so if you got video of that, them in some random part of Chicago, I don't know, Baddock and wherever they at practicing the attack. Where's the video of the doggone attack that's in this popular, affluent neighborhood? Like, what is? But I'm hoping that Jussie, is y'all even gonna watch it? Are y'all gonna watch this documentary and be like, be there with popcorn and nigga line? But and what's crazy too is that the reason why people in the industry came out to support him is because of his personality and how everybody said that he's such a nice guy, he's such a genuine guy, and nobody would have believed that he would make up this story. So it's like his personality then match. So I'm like, yeah, I be forgetting to say, yeah, hit the like button, y'all. I be forgetting to say, thank you for reminding me. I be forgetting to say it. I just be over here talking. Okay, now that's it for Jussie. Let me know if y'all gonna watch that documentary or not, and we may come back down here and discuss it. Now, let's talk about this T Hood. And I have told y'all the people that I will give shout outs to my subscriber because y'all watch reality TV and y'all be over there be giving me the details. Okay, now Kurt and Rasheeda. They known for reality TV, but I know Rasheeda sings. That's the one K Michelle used to be into it with, and K Michelle made that song about it. Let me see. Let me see if I can brag. Hey Michelle, Rasheeda's a hot song. Hey Michelle, song about Rasheeda. Now, what happened was that Kirk has a daughter, and him and her have a son together. No, not so anyway. So she has a they have a daughter, and her daughter is their daughter is Kurt's daughter is Rasheeda's stepdaughter, but she was dating a rapper named T Hood. So T Hood was unalive in her house. The initial story was that she called her brothers, her and T Hood got into it, and she called her brothers over there and they unalived T Hood. But then everybody was attacking the daughter. Let me see. I probably could pull it up for y'all. Everybody was attacking the daughter, and I think her name is Kelsey. Everybody was attacking her because they're like, okay, why you send your brothers over there and instead of calling the police or and then T Hood's sisters end up coming online. And so she said Chelsea felt like Kelsey because it's a K. I want to say most of his kids' name, if not all, I think all Kirk kids' names start with K. But the internet started attacking her because T Hood was unalive and they felt like it was her fault for calling her brothers over there. So she goes on the internet and she says that, the story will come out. It's not what y'all think y'all is. I did not call my brothers over here. Whatever happened in our house, I always handled it. I never called anybody. And to me, when she said statements like that, I said, that sounds like abuse victim. I never called anybody. So it sounds like from that first one, something was going on. Something did happen at the house, whether he was putting his hands on her or what. She was like, I never, that's, well, victim mentality. A lot of them would like to deal with it in house because they don't want to get their abuser in trouble. And I don't want to get him sent, to jail and things like that. And sometimes they don't even want the public to know what is happening in the house because they love that person so much. They don't want people to think bad of that person. So she came out and said that I loved him. I lost one of my best friends. I did not call my brothers. That's not what happened. So the sisters been going back and forth, and the sisters end up releasing a phone call that they had with her, with the girlfriend. I'm looking through my email while I'm talking to see if I could try to pull up some of the stuff. Because I know I had sent myself a video or a newspaper article of what was going on. Here we go. Kelsey Frost. That's her name. It's Kirk Frost. His daughter name is Kelsey Frost. And so the sisters end up releasing the video of recording that they had with Kelsey. Well, Kelsey admitted that the brother, you know, discharged a firearm, and that's the one who unalive T Hood. Also, sad note, T Hood had just got shot 3 times, I want to say in April or something like that. Now, it started coming out that Kelsey and Kay, the brother, it's been alleged that they lived together, that she didn't call him, that they lived together, and that T Hood and Kay got to fighting. And I don't know if he knocked his head in between the washer and dryer, what happened in that situation, but I believe they called another brother because the police, hey, you don't have to go to the story because the way he was beating her and throwing her around the door would have to call her and call me. Yeah. But that's what I was gonna get to. So the videos are coming out now, but the videos weren't coming out before. and the sisters and mama was pretty much blaming the girl about what happened. And then some of his friends or whatever went on and was like, they hit each other type of situation. So she was getting a lot of slack and a lot of negativity, a lot of comments, a lot of people blaming her. And then it slowly began to trickle out that no, he was a abuser. And I think still since one of the friends were like, well, they hit each other type thing. But now videos have came out. Well, this phone call came out first, where the family is still like, see, she said it because I want to say they had arrested the brother, but then one of the brothers and then let him go. And the family is just like, and they was looking for a brother. And then they was like, well, why don't you tell on your brother? I ain't talking about my brother. But let me see if I can find the phone call. Say in the audio, a woman believed to be T Hood mother is heard asking a woman believed to be Kelsey why K was released from custody. If Kelsey told them that he unalived T Hood, they supposed to have him. Wait, let me see. Instead of reading it, I'm trying to find it. Okay, it's right there. Instead of reading it, I'm gonna just let y'all hear it. Let me see. And what website is this? Sandra Rose. Sandra Rose.
Maybe I the wrong information. They tried to find him. They sent the little SWAT team with the little shit with the big iron. They came and he was taken. I don't condone that shit. I don't give a fuck whether or not. Like I hear what y'all are saying, but y'all like you can't like I don't condone that shit. But I don't know. They maybe have the wrong information. They tried to find him. They sent the little SWAT team with the little shit with the big iron. They came and he was taken into handcuffs. I told you that was wrong. I don't condone that shit. I don't give a fuck whether or not. Like I hear what
See, yeah. So that's the recording that the mama released saying that, she had the phone call with Kelsey. Kelsey admit that her brother did it and, you know, why they haven't got the brother. And Tia's sister says, let's be real. If you love my brother like you say you do, why not tell your people at the police department what really happened? Your brother shot him while he was walking away, point blank, period. Say your truth like you want to as far as let's talk about as far as her calling the police. Let's get to the Democrats leaving. So we already talked about the Jussie Smollett over on TikTok. We're gonna get to the Democrats leaving, and we're gonna talk about that. I was kicked out on my StreamYard. Now I'm trying to get back in here, but StreamYard is freezing. And it's been storming over here in Chicago. If y'all in the Chicagoland area, last night, baby, I thought that was Jesus himself coming down. Baby, the whole house was rocking. There's lightning everywhere. It's been storming. There's floods warning. I was supposed to get up and go to work today, but the whole computer is frozen over on YouTube, so I don't even know if y'all could hear me there. I was supposed to get up and go to work today, but I'm still getting alerts that it's going to be thunder and flood warnings all the way up until 7 o'clock. So I was like, well, let me just get up and do something else then. because I'm not gonna go, and the lightning was still flashing everywhere. So I was like, I'm not gonna go up in here. My people from Mississippi, baby, they don't even watch TV when it's storming outside, let alone trying to do some other stuff. So I think I'm gonna have to completely shut down because now everything is frozen. But y'all heard the recording. So then her friend came out, Kelsey friend came out, and she had pictures of the abuse from T Hood. She had pictures like, no, my friend is not lying. You know, this thing did happen. Like there's she have documented things of the abuse that happened in the relationship. And so as far as calling the police, like I was saying, as far as calling to call the police. You have told her that if something happened to call the family because, and I want to say she was always talking to the mom, but I'm back YouTube. I don't know what happened doing that thing. These people is calling like crazy. So I don't know what happened doing that. But as I was saying, YouTube, I don't know what part it dropped off on. But y'all heard the voice recording. Also, Kelsey Friend came out with pictures. This is before the video dropped. Kelsey Friend came out with pictures of her bruises and things like that that T Hood had did to her. Then text messages was also dropped where she used to, the family, the sisters and moms are like, well, why you didn't call the police? Text messages came out where that was the history. That seemed like the cycle of violence that would happen, that the family didn't want her to call the police. They told her to call them. So she would call them to say, come get your brother, come get your son. Your son is doing this, your son's doing that, type of thing. I don't know what the shooting, like I said, he had got shot earlier that year. He was shot 3 times earlier that year. I don't know exactly what that was tied into, but also more stuff came out about the other girl that he was dealing with, because she was allowed to be at his funeral, and she was somehow tagged into, now this is alleged, if I'm now remember, allegedly it was this other girl that he was dealing with, and he was beating her. And this was a neighborhood that I don't know if he how he's affiliated, but it wasn't his neighborhood that she lived in, and he was out there beating her. And that's how, and they like, you ain't finna do that shit over here. And that's how the 3 time shooting happened. I don't know. I don't know if that's true. That's just something that was being reported. I don't know. But she was allowed to be at the funeral where Kurt Kelsey was not. So what else happened? The text message came out about her telling the mom about the violence, the pictures, and now the videos have came out where she was just literally sitting there. And they also are alleging that he started taking some harder drugs and his whole personality changed. This is what's being alleged by people around Kelsey. And also his baby mama didn't allow his child over at their house. And they were saying it's because of Kelsey. Now people are more saying, well, maybe it's because of the way his behavior changed because he started doing these damn drugs. But uh, it's coming out that he was on these drugs and he would beat her. Videos of him beating her. The one video I seen that like is making them rounds is that she's literally just sitting it in, I want to say her room. She's sitting somewhere. He just come in and start beating her. So it's I think the brother have been arrested, and it's looking like they're gonna, because the families said something about they're gonna claim self-defense. And I'm thinking that's going to be a pretty good claim for self defense. I don't know if y'all remember, it was a guy named Travis. I believe he was in Florida. He used to be an ex NFL player, and he ended up unaliving some, and he shot 20 some times because he was dating a girl, and domestic violence happened. Her brothers and her brother friends came over to his house, and he ended up unaliving. I think he shot the brother, but the brother best friend didn't make it, and he went to court. But he got off. He got off because they came to his house. This self defense when he's at, and they came to his house, and he got, and he it was a lot of times he shot. I want to say 20 sometimes he shot. So with Kelsey brother and the um, and you over there beating the sister, I don't know. From what the videos and stuff that's coming out, from what I'm looking, I'm like, he got a pretty good case for self defense. I don't know what state that they're in, but it seems like a pretty good case for self defense. So I guess we'll be watching that on court, y'all. See what happens with that. And the last thing I want to talk about, because I'm finna get out of here, I still got to do my daughter hair school finna start. She got a basketball game today, and I'm still trying to find some energy. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is these bitch ass Democrats, right? They is they are acting like bitch ass this. Hell, y'all know with the Texas with the gerrymandering, what happened is that when you redraw the lines in your district for voting, right? It's usually happen on every 10 years. When the census come out, that, it's a population growth, blah, 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 whatever, every 10 years that it happens. And that coincides with the census. Now, what didn't happen now, the Republicans are in control of everything. And we're going to have that discussion later. I never seen a bunch of more angry winners. I don't know why y'all so angry. I'll show y'all the video, the comments. This is in another section where I'm going to talk about these comments where I go back and forth with MAGA in my video, because they be getting mad. And they get mad and get Obama Tourette's. That's what I call it, Obama Tourette's, because it don't be having nothing to do with nothing. They just be like, Obama. I probably on here talking about how how my house flooded, and they like Obama. But anyway, so y'all know that there's only like a couple of seats that Democrats need to win in order to win the majority again. So with everything that's going on with the Trump administration, with the deportations, with the getting rid of due process, with the getting the DEIs, with the taking black people out of history, with the the suing the news, suing the news, so you pretty much, because it's a story the way they said stuff that you didn't like, so it's feel like you're trying to get rid of freedom of press, getting rid of PBS. Did y'all? That's a whole nother story. Plager University that they're trying to get to replace P. Oh, baby, that's a whole nother one. That Prager University that they're trying to get to replace PBS that they got rid of. And this is just slight. I'm gonna get back to it. They do animation cartoons about discovery of America and how Christopher Columbus discovered America, baby. And they say in there that yeah, because slavery wasn't bad. It was something that helped the American. It's fucking ridiculous. But anyway, what else that he did? But it's not looking good. The big beautiful bill. I think they changed the name to the big bill. They're getting rid of all this money on and Medicaid. That the majority is now upset. The winners are pissed off over there at Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump, and they getting deported now. So a lot of his base is saying, we didn't know he would do this. This is not what we voted for. We voted to get rid of the immigrants, but not the ones who's giving us essentials, who's picking the fruit, who has jobs. We thought he was just gonna get rid of criminals. We didn't think he's gonna snatching people up. Literally went to a little. ICE went to a little league practice to try to snatch up kids, and at Home Depot and things like that. They were like, "Wait, Home Depot? You mean they working?" So now a lot of the base in this Epstein file, baby. This Epstein file, it seems like this Epstein file got more attraction than y'all putting kids in cage. But this Epstein file and not releasing that, so it's not looking too good. Of course, he has the lowest approval rating. Well, the second lowest. The first lowest was when he was in office the first time. So now he has the second lowest approval rating. Second only to him. You know what I'm saying? Best approval rating. Worst ever. Nobody never did it as worse as me. So now they are worried that they're going to lose control. Because when you think you're like, oh, it's his second term, what difference does it make, right? But elections is coming up, but they're going to start the process for, campaigning and everything for 2026. And they are concerned that they're going to lose, that people are now, the Republicans who voted in MAGA, who voted for Trump, are now going to not vote for the mayor, the Senate. They're going to switch over and revert and vote Democrat because of everything that's going on. And then they will lose these seats. I think they only need three to five, something like that. Y'all can drop down and tell me. Ooh, Biden's son. Ooh. To my son. I said, where has Hunter been all this time? Let Hunter do more interviews, but we're going to get to that. So, Biden's son, they said he was on drugs and stuff in the hotels. And I was like, Biden's son and hung out with some black people. I said, fuck you and fuck that. So now they're afraid they're going to lose these seats. So what they're doing in Texas, they're trying to redraw the maps in Texas to give more Republican seats, to give 5 Republican seats, to take away seats from Democrats. So for the election, that even if they lose some seats everywhere else, they'll still have the majority, is what they're trying to do. So what Texas Democrats did was Greg Abbott, who's over Texas, he tried to call a special session in order to redraw these maps to get these extra seats. And what the Democrats did was that in order to have a special session, you have to have at least 100 of the representatives there. So the Democrats left so they wouldn't make that quota. So now they're not able to go and vote on redrawing these maps. So according to different people, the Democrats needed to hold out till at least December, because the way Texas election is set up, that if it's not done by December, they won't have they won't be able to do it for that election coming up. So the whole thing was like, okay, finally the Democrats are doing something besides holding long ass record breaking speeches. They're doing something, they're growing some balls. That they doing something out here. Like the girl, did you at least pinch the bitch? Like Players Club. Now, so people was finally finally, the Democrats are doing something. Because you just got Jasmine Crockett out there, she got the voice. And I like me some Jasmine, y'all ain't gonna lie. Like me some Jasmine. And she out there, and she been saying too, other Democrats, like, yeah, Democrats do some shit. I know. And at the same token, I will be fair. Y'all got to vote. They can't do nothing. They ain't got the people. Y'all got to vote. Y'all got to get out there and vote, and not just these presidential elections, these local elections, because Congress and the House, these are the ones who push the laws through for Trump to sign or veto or whatever. But if you got to have the people there. And so anyway, yeah, let me get off that. But anyway, so they go and they supposed to hold out to December. And so you have seen some people saying, oh, yeah, we're going to do what we need to do. Abbott then said, now this is hilarious. Greg Abbott then talk about he didn't sign a warrant for the Democrats who left, and the FBI is going to arrest them they're gonna arrest them and pull them back over there so they can have a special session so they can redraw these maps. What's hilarious about it is that Greg Abbott is not a judge. You hate the fuck you gonna sign a warrant. Can I sign a warrant? Can I just sit here and fucking make up drop a warrant and sign it for people? Because I need to sign a warrant for Mary J. Blige, Fantasia, Beyonce, and I want them arrested and brought to my house and put on a concert. If we just sign a warrant out here willy-nilly, if anybody could just sign a warrant. Thought you had to be a judge, but they just making up shit as they go nowadays. Fuck that. That used to be the law. This is the law right now. I'm the captain now. So, and the warrant is only valid in Texas. The Democrats from Texas then came to California, New York, Chicago. You can't use they warrant there and come here and try to take these people. So they said they was holding out until December, baby, and then they ass did not. Now it's being said that coming up next week that some of the Democrats are gonna go back because I forget this Democrat name from Texas, but he was like, "Oh well, we only had 2 goals, and that was to make them listen." And they feel like that since Republicans are doing this, that now that blue states, Democratic led states like Illinois, like California, they are now threatening that, okay, y'all take 5 seats from Texas, we gonna take 10. I said, what in the fuck in the stack Uno is going on in the government? They dropped, oh, you gotta draw 2, draw 4. So that's good. They playing Uno with the goddamn maps. So that's what's going on. They playing stack Uno. They playing stack Uno. So they said the Democrats are threatening to, if they take 5 seats in Texas, if they redraw the maps, because like I said, they only supposed to be draw every 10 years. They're at 5-year mark. So there's no reason. And the argument is, okay, well, the Democrats do it in the blue state. And the argument is it's done according to the census, and that's when the maps are redrawn. You can't just willy-nilly 5 years before it's even time redraw them because y'all fear y'all finna lose these elections because of these policies y'all passing. So, and let's talk about the Biden son, baby. Biden, I'm gonna see if I can find it on YouTube because it's like the first minute. So Biden's son had came out. He did an interview, and he said in the interview that Melania Trump was introduced to Donald Trump through Epstein. So now she want to sue this man. She want to sue Hunter Biden for $1 billion because he said that Epstein introduced him. Now, to be fair, what he said was, I'm trying to pull it up, but what he said was that Dick Wolf is a guy who I have talked about him before. He had interviewed Epstein for years. He got all these, he spent time with Epstein. He got all this stuff that Epstein had said. And that's who Epstein had told him that him and Donald Trump was friends for 15 years, but they were best friends for 10 years. So, Epstein was in the modeling industry. He had ties to people in the modern industry. So it has been, what he said was that though they was all in the same group, and I'm assuming because Epstein, his ties with modeling, knew Melania Trump coming over to Epstein's party, and that's how they met. But I want to let me see if I could find the part where Hunter Biden is responding to. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. And this is the last thing we're gonna talk about. But I said, what Hunter just say?
Legal demand letter addressed to Mr. Hunter Biden from the First Lady of the United States, demanding a retraction of Channel 5's video called Hunter Biden Returns, in which Mr. Biden here makes some speculative comments about the relationship between Jeffrey Epstein, Melania Trump, and Donald Trump.
Okay, well, they knew each other well. They spent an enormous time together. According to his biographer, is that Jeffrey Epstein introduced Melania. That's how Melania and the First Lady and the President met.
Really?
Yeah.
Epstein made the intro.
Yeah, according to Michael Wolff. And so I only can go by what people are saying, and I don't know.
He didn't make these claims out of nowhere. They come from another journalist named Michael Wolff, who is a biographer that actually spoke to Jeffrey Epstein. But now here we are. And I've got $1 billion document in my hands because Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Fuck black, fuck quack, fuck Eddie, fuck fat, fuck low, fuck Sada, fuck bad.
Wait, let me. Yeah, my phone and drop. I had to get up. I had to get my phone. People drop up here. Okay. There it is. My phone had dropped. I had to get back on there. Okay, y'all. I'm back. I mean, he started my camera back up. There it is. So again, this is what he say about issuing his apology to Melania about saying that Epstein introduced her.
Mrs. Trump is seeking $1 billion in damages if we don't take the video down and if Hunter here doesn't issue a formal apology to Mrs. Trump. So now we're here maybe to give you the platform to apologize to the First Lady for your statements that you made about her possible connection to Jeffrey Epstein.
Fuck that. That's not going to happen.
Fuck black, fuck quack, fuck Eddie.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that clip. I had to get that clip, and so I'm able to click on it whenever say. Yeah, because he goes back, and it's all about the Epstein's file, and I'm not wanting to release it. And I said, Hunter. I said I'm gonna have to watch some more of his things, but. The Democrats are now talking about, like I said, they're supposed to go back this week. It's being rumored they're going back this week. So I guess they accomplished getting the other Democrats in blue states to say they're going to take some more sweets, y'all. I feel like stay y'all at. And that's why the public is losing faith in the Democrats because they feel like they ain't got no balls. Yeah, I'm finna get up out of here because I got stuff to do today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Over here on TikTok, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I will catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Look like blades, yeah. Talk to. Yeah. Scroll in the tube, found a star in the chaos. Duty spitting facts like a modern day seance. Trending waves, politics.